We'll start recording for the VOD for YouTube, so that'll be up for anybody who wants to watch it back. More than welcome to. So water? What does that even mean? I'm confused. But we also have another person streaming, getting their side of things. All right. Without further ado, oh my God, who voted 26 points? Crazy. Don't be betting the bank out here. 26 points versus like 9,000. That's a small risk, high possible reward. But welcome in everyone to this rivalry tier 4 3v3 of week 2. And yeah, Spartan Trionda have a lot of betters in their favor. Big pressure like none other when you got all those channel points on the line. But week 2, and both these teams should be 0-1. Like I said in a previous time, if you watch another cast, Rivalry does a Swiss format. You play teams on a similar record each week, so it's a good build-up, and also kind of evens out throughout the season, which is nice. But both teams looking for their first win. Hey, I'm putting on, see, typical. You see all the money-hungry scumbags coming out, trying to put money on the other side. But like I said, small risk, high reward. Well, we're still scoreless in this one, and don't forget it's a best of 5. Only on game number 1. Doesn't indicate how the series will go, but nonetheless, a fast start is a good start. But still trying to get that first goal. That's an unfortunate touch, as we will call Shroomy or Tonka. What do you think, Chaotic? We say Shroomy or Tonka? But blast it, and there's a missed opportunity, Caleb. It's not hitting those double reads yet. Up to you. Well, thank you. I guess for VOD's sake, we'll say Tonka, so they know what we're talking about. But there, Gyarados striking first and a low touch. That's gonna be the one that does it. Smart play, sees the high challenge, and instinct. Strike first. Sleepy gonna drop it in, and right in front of net, had some options, and sees player high, player low, sends it right in the middle, and Spartan Trionda have a good tie. Nice response. Don't take much time to do so, but that one's in front of net. Sleepy gonna take another shot, and a bunch of 50s in front of net happening. And there's more pressure, and Sleepy gonna try keep shooting, and why not? It's got one goal. Keep applying the pressure. Something's bound to fall in. But so far, good matchup. Tied 1 apiece, and that's almost a redirect. But Sleepy, guess what? He gets another chance to shoot. and he's got quite the number of shots already. But Sleepy happy to keep shooting, as now Spartan Trionda up by 1 off of Sleepy's shooting. But I also give credit to his teammates setting things up. Giving up possession, Instinct might have an opportunity to answer. A big 50. Tonka, enough of a touch. Gonna have to venture back, gets deleted. We'll see if that opens up the lane, and almost a chance. And Water applying the pressure, and they got a good lock on respective positions. And that is a case in point. Just good pressure, good 50 in. Something's bound to happen in your favor. And just a back and forth battle, but we're under a minute to go. Certainly the next goal could be the winner. Goal's not super easy to come by, but pass to the mid and almost through. Tonka there for the save just in time. Now Sleepy try bring it underwater. You like what I did? It's just meant to be. But 20 seconds left. Big blast. Caleb, calm and collected, taking the 50. Gyarados now back. Quick turn, but gets deleted. And maybe some pressured play. Some bumps as we venture down under 10 seconds. And big pop. And killed down. So we have OT game 1. And coming down to the next goal. Who has it? Who takes it? I mean, it's a mystery right now how back and forth this game has gone. But certainly pressure has prevailed. And that's an awkward touch. Caleb trying to venture back. Sleepy able to get the touch. Now Tower gonna boom it down, maybe have a chance, and that was a missed opportunity, but Gyarados not gonna waste his opportunity. Front of net. And 2 players on the back wall. That's gonna be its problem. No one challenging. And no one locking down the midfield. And we see plenty of shots at the midfield from both teams. But that is game 1. Going to OT, going to Instinct. They take it. And now Orbit and Temple, game 2. Do they bounce back? In Spartan Trionda, or does Instinct continue their winning ways? The net says, yo, lock in, son. Oh boy. Alright. Alright. It is up. We're back into it. Might as well take this time, make sure everything's good. Overlay. But yeah, quick DC. happen quickly, so just restart it. Happen like immediately. But if it's further on, just play continues, they have to continue on. So I mean, that happened almost as we started, so good sportsmanship all around, and we continue into game 2. All right, Gyarados trying to clear it. Now Sour Hour, awkward touch, but enough to get out of the way, but Water can't get a touch there, and Sleepy applying the pressure, but you got everyone back, and there's a nice shot. Tonka moving forward, also threatening to bump and making the defense awkward. Spartan Trionda take the first goal into game 2, and that's exactly the start they want, although we're seeing some awkward play, and we've seen doses of it in game 1. There's some more chalkness, but there's Water hanging in front of net, able to capitalize, and Trionda want that double commit erased, want that one back, but without surprise we have a tie game, and that's something both teams have been good responding. There's a shot, and Trionda definitely struggling with keeping possession, keeping it away from the middle of their net, as you see so many shots come through, and Instinct sure know how to put it into a good spot. All right, Caleb, enough of a touch. Gyarados keeping it close, but Sleepy controlling, and 15. And Sour Hour can't get a touch there. Gonna have to venture back. Caleb wide. Tonka almost gets it, and almost a good setup. Sleepy. The Tonka can't get another touch. Now Caleb's trying to track it down. They have some numbers, but tough to get a good look, as Instinct's trying to set up on defense. But we're almost at halftime, and holding on to this tie game, and that almost pops in, hits the crossbar. Caleb hoping to get a sneaky goal as he rotates again. That's Sour Hour, good closeout at the midfield. Water applying the pressure, and big demo, and Caleb has to stop, put on the brakes. But demos can be key, especially when you see a deadlock game like this. Just enough to shake up the defense, cause chaos. That's going back. Caleb gonna be a little bit awkward, and so is Sleepy. Not expecting that one. Going right over. A Sleepy, big beat. Tonka moving forward. Caleb reaching. Might have had a chance there. Going all the way back. Caleb, enough of a touch, but Sour Hour. That's going to be wide. All right, Bell. Sounds good. I'll catch you later. Sleepy has the flip. Can he do it again? And almost looking like some magic. That might be just what they need Still looking for the answer, and Caleb can't connect on those. He's close. But water. Tonka is there. Now Sleepy filling the gap. But that's a shot, and you start to question, are we going to have another OT? Could come down to a mistake, and Tonka actually keeps it in front of net, but once again, we see Instinct. They're patient on defense and just trying to find their spot. Caleb, good reaction there. Had an Instinct player hanging out. But yeah, this one could fall down to a mistake. 0 seconds, and we got another OT on our hands. Caleb moving through. Now Tonka gets dunked a little bit, but actually gets a pass right back. And Gyarados, good job on defense reacting to that one. And that's on target. Tonka showing some skills on the shooting. And they get a little redemption in game 2. OT, but this time in their favor. Alright, somehow we went to a wrong one, but we'll go to this one. I can't believe no one called that out. I tell you, anytime like a DC or something happens, always always messes me up some way or another. But game 3 is here. Both teams have a win under their belt. Both kind of know what to expect. But also, just as important, getting that first goal, getting that early start. And Sleepy, definitely getting that early start. A nice play from him. Gets a nice starting pop and then can easily follow that up. Bang is right, and now do they add on the pressure, add on the momentum? And certainly do. Tonka continuing with some offense as well. Caleb with the assist and in front of net. If you can't clear it, gonna be a problem. As Trionda up by 2. And still early yet though. Plenty of time for Instinct to turn it around. They have had answer every time they get scored. And don't mind me, distracted. But we're back into it. And Caleb getting a demo. And they're still applying the pressure. They're definitely changing things up. Adding some more demos, but water almost getting it low. And Tonka going to the air. Might have another. That was almost risky. Water almost getting the challenge, but that's a big blast. Sleepy there. And Coach Chaotic after game 1 was elite. And I know. I mean, Sleepy can self-coach. But Tonka, who really has stepped up of late, definitely applying the goals that Spartan need but that's almost on target, and Sleepy, another crucial touch on defense. But taken to the air, and Water has that backboard locked. But possible double commit leaves Sleepy in a tough spot, and Water, what a redirect. And Spartan gotta watch out for those double commits. It's plagued them. And we see Instinct taking full advantage of that situation. But that's going to be too wide, and Caleb can't do much with that one. Wondering if that was going to roll through. That would be pure trauma. We're at 2 minutes to play. 1 goal difference. Instinct trying to tie it up. Passing to the midfield. Big blast. Tonka can't get that one. Needs some help. He gets it. But Water, given the time and possession, can he make something of it? And that one inadvertently goes to the midfield, and Spartan lucky that didn't result in a shot, as we've seen that before. In front of net, shot coming through, but it's just back and forth, awkward play. Can we lock in? No, we can't. Nobody can lock in. Although Caleb does get met with an open net. I don't know if you did vote. I would think it would have a number next to you. But what a beat. Challenge going in, and they'll take that luck, that 50, that challenge. Right now we're seeing some high momentum. Biggest lead for Spartan Trionda in the series. Well, true, you get points just by watching. Under a minute to go. Instinct. It's a rough spot. We'll have to say, definitely rough to turn this one around in this game. But they definitely have to look forward to the next one. How do they reset? Try to tie up this series. And right now they're trying to get a goal in their favor to start that momentum. Sauer can't get that one. And what a block from Caleb. And there's another shot. Sleepy putting up some numbers. And Spartan Trionda kind of waking up here. You see the speed definitely increasing. The challenges definitely increasing. And very much limiting Instinct's ability to shoot and control. And that's only going to do good things for you, as you can see. And that would have added to the heartbreak, that own goal there. But Spartan Trionda take a pivotal game 3. They are up in the series 2-1 and looking to close it out. But will we see Instinct tie up the series? Like I said, they've had good bounce backs at times. Now it's for the series. Can they channel some of that game? What was it, game 1 that they won? I'm like losing track here. Yeah, game 1 in OT, it was 2-1. And then game 2 was OT, but Trionda turned it around, and then they built upon that momentum, and we're all gonna get kicked because Rocket League is broken. So we're gonna do it again. Unless I'm the only one. Let me just check. Nope. Alright. Let me remake. Yo, Matt Rocky, what's good? Hopefully they're not already playing. Hopefully I didn't get shut out somehow and couldn't get in. But what's up, Falcon? Sorry if I missed your message on YouTube. Okay, made a match. Well, at least I'm not in the situation where everyone's playing and I'm not. So I've had that, and people are just playing, don't care about the gas, or it's like I'm not casting it. I'm not viewing it. That's definitely happened to me before. But yeah, when a series is chalked, it's gonna be chalked. And we had a DC, we had the server just die. But we're back and ready for the action. Game 4. Once again, Instinct trying to tie up the series. That's a big demo. Sour Hour keeping in front of net, but Caleb ventures forth and gets a touch out of the way, and there's a bump attempt. But Water doing a great job on defense. And also applying pressure. That's going to go into the other corner. Now Gyarados seeing what he can do. He also gets a bump, and seeing big bumps from Instinct. Definitely opening up the way. Water has Instinct's first goal. And that's a solid start, and we will continue to talk about that first goal. For some reason, that is a good blessing. But 4 minutes ago, Spartan Trionda trying to tie it up quickly, but can't maintain possession. Now Caleb gonna track that down. That's an unfortunate bounce, but there's a shot and save from Water. And Gyarados, what a challenge. Sneaky challenge at that. And Sour Hour, great pass, and Instinct up by 2. Certainly poised to bring it to game 5, but we still got more than half action left in this one. But so far, solid start from Instinct. And they started off, applying those bumps, demos, making things shaky in the right way. And definitely looked locked in. Tonka, what a double though. That is certainly gonna turn momentum a little bit. And also, you got no one on backboard. Definitely gonna be a problem. But big score for Spartan Trionda. They cut the lead by 1. Although big redirects we see out of Instinct. And that is also adding to their good play here. But that one's too much of a pass. Although Sour does a good job repositioning. No water. Popping it high. Almost a great pass. If he shot it, it would have just been low and easily cleared. But Gyarados last back. Almost getting bumped. Now Tonka getting challenged. And has to be careful. Almost gives it up into a shot. And Spartan trying to maintain possession. Not easy. And 2 minutes ago, Sleepy almost dunked in. But there's Gyarados locking down the midfield. Sleepy looking for some magic. Caleb a little bit late on the bump. And there are bumps to be had for Spartan Trionda, but obviously not on the same page. A little bit late with the setups. But there's a flick and almost bouncing in. Tonka needed just one more touch. But Sleepy awkward. Luckily has Caleb there. Definitely wanted a redo. Although double commit might not be too painful. But Water gonna take possession. He's taking his time doing some damage, but Tonka patient and able to clear it. A lot of time ticking away. Spartan Trionda don't have an answer besides that nice double from Tonka, and perhaps need a little more magic. Although we might be going to game 5. 30 seconds left. Caleb, too high of a bounce, right to Water. That's in front of net. Sleepy almost able to get a shot. Sour Hour pushing it down. And Gyarados reaching. He actually gets a touch. Felt like he was in the air for 10 hours. 5 seconds left. That's a shot opportunity. Caleb can't get there in time. And guess what? Game 5. We're doing it. Spartan Trionda, game 5. Who takes it? Instinct. Spartan Trionda. Well, we're gonna leave the play to do the talking. Meep. And look at that. Sleepy ready to go. Now we got everyone in. Game 5 is here. I don't know if you expected this, but here we are. And we've mentioned how good of a series it is, back and forth. And has not disappointed. And now it's going to be a long blast. Sour Hour. All the way from downtown. Sleepy trying to achieve that double, but lands a little in front of net. And Instinct take the first goal. And does that mean they're going to take the game? Whoever scores first is in good position, and Water added another as well. And certainly not the start trying to want. But it's still early. Still plenty of time. And Tonka challenging. Caleb can't get that, and now Sleepy venturing back might have to avoid the bump, and he does a good job at that. Sour Hour blasting off the backboard. No one on backboard. And you can see Spartan Trionda a little bit awkward. They gotta get their positioning set and spread out. And that's chance in front of net. Gyarados can't get that one. And Tonka, initial touch. As you can see, Spartan Trionda, they're playing close and in the same spots. It's definitely something to keep an eye on as we get closer to the rest of this game. A big blast, Sour Hour faking, and Tonka is there. Although more pressure and missed opportunity. Although Gyarados almost scores, and there's more shots coming through. And how does Instinct not score that? But this could be a momentum shift that Trionda need. They look out to avoid going down by 3 and now have an opportunity to cut the lead by 1. Much more manageable. When that one's applying pressure, Sleepy, that's going to be low. Caleb can't get a touch there. But Sleepy challenging. And Sour Hour there. And more pressure and good positioning from Instinct. They're trying to get their third goal. That's a blast and almost through. But still denied. And Sleepy trying to get a 50. But Water, a nice initial touch. Gyarados reaching. Now Sleepy, Caleb. And big challenge at the midfield. And Instinct doing it so well. Taking time off the clock. Being patient. Waiting in their spots. But can we have an answer? That's bouncing in, and Sleepy at the midfield. A crucial score. Cutting the lead by 1. But they have to do it again. And solid kickoff. Caleb and blast it. And 2 shots almost identical. Top in. And huge shooting coming out. Also, good presence in the midfield. And what a tie. As things are really getting interesting. And bounce back. But this is an opportunity. Gyarados can't get it through. And so important to keep possession. But Water just applying the pressure, hoping something lands. And he can't get that one. And back pass. Gyarados gets an initial touch, trying to track it down. But big 50 from Sour Hour, big 50 from Water, and they're close. That's on target. Gyarados puts it through, and that's just an unfortunate situation. You see it kind of rolls away, and do you go, do you not? You got no boost. And Instinct up by 1, and now Spartan Trionda have to venture back and tie it again, and it has not been easy. That's a high blast. Sleepy, a touch in mid, and that's a denial. Water, what a save. Keeping that one out. Tonka by 1, but Sour Hour almost gets that to go, and 30 seconds left. Caleb can't maintain possession on that, but Tonka, Sleepy, and that's gonna be almost through, but you got all these players in front of net. How do they break through? Sleepy breaks through and finally have an opportunity to score, and they're awkward venturing out, and a similar situation It rolls a little bit away, bringing the goalie out, and that provides an opening. But do we have OT for game 5? How could we expect anything else? We've had 2 OTs already. But now, for all the marbles, one more goal is what comes down to this. And that would have been heartbreaking to see that one go through, such a simple notion. But Tonka is there and doesn't waste much time. Puts it through. Are you kidding me? Nice flick from Caleb. Sour Hour can't get enough away. And Tonka visualizes and attacks. And what an ending. That is going to Spartan Trionda. But man, what a series. Could have went either way, obviously. Instinct. Heck of a series from them. Sleepy did it for Belb. If only Belb knew. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I gotta go rush and get ready for the next one. Thanks for making it as long as possible. But hey, give credit to Spartan Trionda taking the victory in OT. Certainly, Instincts did not make it easy. And so, if you voted Spartan Trionda, you're getting your points back. Appreciate the support, guys. Thanks everyone who tuned in. Anybody in chat, if you're just lurking, very much appreciated. So thank you again. And we're gonna cut this one short, but of course we'll upload it to YouTube for anyone to watch again if you want to catch all the magic and my terrible casting in the middle. But hey, you guys made it easy toward the end with all the excitement. So thanks again for all the support.